here we go. SparStar Promotions is proud to present 3 rounds of mixed martial arts for the vacant SparStar Promotions Welterweight Championship. This bout is sponsored in part by Fu Community. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, Michael Bell. And now, introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing blue trunks trimmed in black and white. He is training out of the Den Training Center, Yorba Linda, by way of Paramount. He weighed in 173 pounds. His record, 3 wins, 2 losses, with his last 3 fights coming out victorious. 2 of those wins coming by way of submission. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mauricio Hernandez. His opponent across the cage on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks trimmed in white. He is training out of Fight Science, Los Angeles, by way of Torrance, California. He weighed in 173 pounds. His record, 2 wins, 2 losses, with 1 win coming by way of stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Alexander, the Reservoir Mashhadi. Once again, our referee in charge, Michael Bell, to give final instructions.
All right, gentlemen, you got your instructions backstage. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now.
All right, folks. Looks like we are ready to resume the action here.
Alexander walking out with David Sivitz, who is someone who has fought on SparStar previously. Trains with Angel out of Systems, I believe.
Part of that Systems Training
Yep.
Center.
Oh, man, right away. Mauricio looking to close the distance and get started.
I mean, Mauricio wants to make his way to the celebration party for his 4th win already.
Yep, Mauricio orthodox, and
Nice shot to the body there by Alex.
Alexander southpaw. Ooh. Good right hand from Mauricio.
But he gets the
excellent
takedown there.
Yes.
Excellent work there, Alex. So Mauricio has him inside of guard, maybe looking to try and go for that triangle. Looks for a trip, doesn't quite get it. Now, you're seeing Alex use the leg, pass it on over to the other side. There is a possibility for a head and arm here. If he can just maybe get to the mount position at the very least.
Yeah.
This is a very good start, John.
Yeah, if he just keeps his hands connected, starts knee cutting across, if he really wants to bring his head temple to prevent Mauricio from being able to bring that left arm above his own head.
But you know what? Alex just says, I can basically keep you here and just keep elbowing you in the side, and that's kind of what I want to do here for the next minute if possible, buddy.
Yeah, and if you can't get out of this position too, then basically that loses you the round if you're Mauricio on bottom, or it could potentially. So this might be Alexander's plan, just to hold him here and just throw small shots and win from the score.
I mean,
I like this crossing over.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That far arm. This sets up a lot of good submission attacks, a lot of good controls. So you can get a mounted triangle or a mounted crucifix from here.
The only thing you have to be weary of is if he is using that underhook there to try and go over and go into mount, you worry about that leg getting trapped, because that does start the escape for Mauricio if he's not monitoring it well enough. But he's just putting pressure and staying right where he wants to be right there, John.
Yeah, and you can see Alexander or Mauricio is hooking Alexander's south leg there from that outside end. Yep, and he's trying to turn this over. He did that a bunch. He was not having success. He was not leg working too, and Alexander was doing a good job of knee cutting through that, but there got caught with it, and now Mauricio in the driver's seat.
And I mean, Mauricio was kind of showing off, maybe I want this head and arm. I'll settle for mount, but instead I'm going to he's going to potentially lose that position just by overcommitting a little bit on the head.
Yep, the number one way to lose a dominant position is trying to mount too early or mount it at the wrong time. And Mauricio just, the nerves are going through the roof out here. You're in an MMA fight. You just rushed that mount, and it was a good job from Alexander to make that butterfly hook and elevate Mauricio enough to get on top and end in the close guard.
Yeah, with 10 seconds left to go, it looks like we will be seeing a second round, but you know, some interesting intel for both of these guys. On one side, you had the ability to maintain a top control. You lost the top control, but you did learn some valuable information on both sides for both of those gentlemen. So I wouldn't be surprised if either of them utilizes that, but let's hear what maybe their coaches have to say in order to make some corrections this round. All right, we return to the action in the second round. The second round, folks, of this intriguing fight. Both of these gentlemen did some excellent grappling in that first round, but it's going to be interesting to see who is able to implement perhaps a better striking offense. Nice clip there by Alexander.
Yeah, some good left hands, just throwing them right. That power hand just throwing it right down the middle.
Very fortunate you were not standing in front of that bus. That looked like it had some power to it, and now
nice, good Polish there. It's modified just the same Polish position with that leg behind the lead leg of Mauricio. Ends up on top in the close guard. As long as Mauricio looking for these punch through triangles, though.
Let's hear what's going on over in the coach's corner. Return back here, and I mean, Mauricio is listening pretty well because he is starting to get Alex to cover up a little bit, but Alex gets another beautiful takedown in.
Yep, again, stepping behind that lead leg.
And that's such a good sign. I mean, he's doing an excellent job of getting it underneath that leg to maybe work.
Might be
part of the escape.
Von Flue here.
Yeah.
His head's trapped over here. I can't see what he's doing with his arms, but he was working the Von Flue, but got overturned. Mauricio with that same sweep. Really nicely done, something that clearly he is very good at.
You get the impression Mauricio is a difficult role to have when he can really utilize your own energy against you.
Yeah, and that outside hook on the south leg of the top person from the bottom is not something you don't usually see that reversal too much. So it's something that maybe Alexander has not trained for. But Alexander able to reverse himself and ended up on top and got out of the threat of that guillotine.
I mean, I do have to say, John, it is impressive to see this kind of back and forth between the two of them because, as you mentioned, that little go behind on that leg is not something you necessarily see the sweep happen with. A lot of times you just space out the leg so you can find another butterfly hook into there. And it's in those rare instances that they're able to offset the entire body. Think about the amount of weight you're doing. And, I mean, if he finishes a Boston Crab here, he would be my best friend.
He had the possibility of it, but
it's always a possibility, John.
Ended up coming out the back and then ended up on top. And I got to say, Alexander looks a bit winded. And only about 10 seconds left to go. Mauricio jumps on him and now is in the half guard, going to this, like, hip-to-hip half guard. Not quite over. There he steps over. Now it's chest to chest.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's where it's going to end.
Huh, okay. Well, we're going to take a moment to hear again what kind of insight these guys are getting in their coaches' corners.
and final round.
All right, John, gut check time. This is when things get a little heavy. You had 2 rounds. You had somebody who's heavy on top of you. How are you able to solve this equation while on top of even starting with the strikes? So this is going to be a very, very interesting play. I think both of these gentlemen have had moments to shine, which has been very fun to see.
Yes, I think Mauricio is the more dangerous on the feet, especially in these later rounds, and especially after the first, say, 30 seconds or so. Or Alexander's his fatigue seems to be playing a big factor. He definitely seems the more tired of the two.
Okay, so part of it has been he's been using the shell. Oh, that's a heavy hit right there.
Right hand really got him. But
I was just mentioning he's been using that shell as kind of a way to bridge and use that to then get the takedown. He shelled up, waited, picked his spot, and he's done it 3 times now. But Mauricio still trying to use this as an opportunity maybe for an armbar. It is not easy because he's a little bit pressured, but it is possible to sneak this in here.
Yeah, he was using that right hand to control the collar tie. Would have loved to seen him take that off momentarily to underhook the leg and make that angle. If he could have done it quickly, he probably could have thrown the legs over the head before Alexander was able to posture, but not able to do that. Making grapevines from the bottom. This makes it difficult to settle into your base and start to throw punches from the top. So nice way to do that. Yeah, Alexander using that shell, but he did eat a really hard punch.
I think that was one of the times it kind of broke through that shell. And as a result of it, I mean, he still looks like he's feeling a little bit of the effects of it, and understandably so. But his instincts, even with still trying to recover from it, very, very apt. And I mean, looks like they're going to stand them back up. This is not great if you are Alex. This has been a very, very good moment for Mauricio, and I think you want to assure that takedown as soon as possible. And you don't want to heavy get hit again if you're trying to shell up. But open right there.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Good counter to that leg kick.
And it does look like he's starting to bleed in the nose. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be harder for him. The strikes look like they don't have much to them.
Oh, just barely missed on the head
kick.
And
there's 40 seconds left to go, and you're getting the sense that Mauricio's trying to just pick his spot, and that's a beautiful takedown attempt. That's probably where you want to be. The issue, how exhausted are you? Can you make your way on over to the cage? And then if you're there, you're in your coaches, you're far from your coaches, and you're now up against what could be a choke here, John. It's still maybe a little
going for this anaconda. Really tough to finish from there.
But the nice part is it keeps you from getting punched. So if you got to pick the worst of the kind of options,
I think that was a mistake, though, for Mauricio. I think instead of going for that choke and conceding getting taken down, he should have just tried to stay standing and try to land more punches. But either way, good fight, very grueling. And this one's going to go the distance.
Yep, and I mean, if you're looking at this one, you're probably seeing very soon the hand being raised over on Mauricio's side. It was, let's put it this way, Alex had some excellent moments. I mean, I'll tell you this much. It's a risky strategy, but it's one where when you see him implement it and he could get on top, he was close on a few of those moments to really, really putting down that pressure, at least making it miserable for his opponent. And I mean, he controlled Mauricio in some key moments. The problem is those cracks that Mauricio had. Yikes. Do not want to be in front of them. And even when Mauricio was on bottom, was not phased, was throwing up stuff. And let's look a little bit of the work.
Sweep. Ooh, oh, man. Great reversal.
And then another reversal for your reversal.
Yep. Alexander, good. Doing an excellent job of overturning it, even when things did not seem fantastic for him.
Oh.
The shell, though, I mean, these are not boxing gloves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just for a split second, even when the hands come down, and yet the instinct to get the takedown, so well read. I mean, I wish a lot of fighters had this in them, or their ability to respond like that, but even getting popped, it slows you down, and he found his safe distance, but this was an excellent display from Mauricio. Mauricio showed a lot of control and a lot of ease in how he carried himself, even when put in some bad spots. So kudos to those folks over at the Den, because they are doing some excellent work in terms of getting their fighters ready to be in some of the worst positions possible. And when
looks like they got the decision here.
I think they are ready to announce it, and let's find out if Mauricio continues the streak to 4 wins in a row.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, once again, let's give both fighters a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a split decision. Judge at cage side, Felicia O scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Hernandez. Judge at cage side, Don Howard scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Mashhadi. And judge at cage side, Carlos Shad scores the bout 29-28 in favor of our winner by split decision. They are the new SparStar Promotion welterweight champion, the blue corner, Alexander the Reservoir Mashhadi. The red corner, Alexander the Reservoir Mashhadi.
Oh.
That's right, folks. Your new welterweight champion, Alexander. Brother, how are you feeling?
I feel great. I've been looking forward to this for so long. I've wanted to do this for so long. Dream come true.
Who do you train with?
What was that?
Who do you train with?
Where'd he go? Ian Harris right over there. It's my main coach right there. Got Joseph from the UFC gym in Torrance. John Barrett right there, who started me in the very beginning. I can't thank my coaches enough. Everyone that's helping me, David, taking his Sundays, hanging out with me, just drilling. My wife, all the stuff that she does for me. My group of friends and family over there. I love you guys all so much.
All right, fight fans, make some noise for your new welterweight champion, Alexander Mashhadi.
Well, let's give some credit over here. I might have had it the other way, but Alex, obviously, just a beast for making that through. What a great performance by him, so hats off to him.